Today's the day, okay? So let's get into it. We're going to start off with our first topic, and it seems to be a reoccurring theme here with our Arena Shooter Update Watch. I don't know. It's a working title. We got to figure out something smooth in this, but every week it seems like we're talking about a new Arena Shooter that's coming out, and yet again, we've got it for you. This one is called Frag, if I got it correct. Boom. There we go. Here's the website. You can already see bright neon, super cool, super in your face arena shooter. Off the bat here, Nick, tell me what you're thinking. Tell me as we go into this from this website, have you gotten a chance to see anything about Frag? Have you gotten any, because I've had a couple people actually text me about this.
I got opinions.
All right.
I got opinions on it. I just, who makes this one? Is this one
it's not
Epic? Is this an Epic arena shooter? Because it uses Unreal, right?
It does use Unreal. Let's take a quick Google on that. Frag dev. It's definitely not what's it called? Ubisoft. I would get that vibe from it just by looking at it already, right? Bad Guitar Studio.
Bad Guitar Studio. Okay. I don't know anything about them, but all I can say is, can you please stop taking your people who are meant to make single player fun games? Can you stop forcing them to work on this crap? It looks like it would have been a cool single player game with all the cards and the little cheats and stuff like that, and how you beat like a map or a level or a mission. It would have been really, really cool. GTA missions. I don't even know. It could have been it could have been like a cool cyberpunk version of Crackdown or something, but it just looks it looks gross, bro. Like the colors, it looks gross. It looks like it's gonna have a seizure warning, and it looks like there's gonna be more stuff on the screen than Valorant, and Valorant is cluttered.
And it's very bright as well. Very bright game.
Oh yeah, this game is super bright compared to Valorant, right? At least Valorant has like muted colors, kinda, in like certain aspects, but this is very it's like they wanted to go for like a neopunk, because obviously that's what the stuff is, right? But like a futuristic shooter, basically, and that's why they have all these cool colors, right? Because all the neon stuff is.
Yeah, the future is neon. The future is bright, right? In this way too, it also feels like they're just trying to hit on the Fortnite aesthetic, right? Like, we're just judging the aesthetic currently. I know you kind of mentioned some of the characteristics of the games, the mechanic, which I want to get into in a second, just kind of briefly overall. I don't really want to talk about this game too much because every week we have a new arena shooter, but just aesthetically, it seems like they're doing the same thing that we did before. Like when we saw X Defiant, they were absolutely trying to pick from the games previously or other developers' games to hit those aesthetic vibes. This one, it feels like they're trying to hit that, like you said, cyberpunk, Overwatch, Fortnite, bright future, neon future, fun, exciting, kind of like electric. Even this website, it's very like high octane. It changes the mouse to this devil thing, which I think is like a symbol for the hacking, whatever. The characters are very electric. It's a scam.
Right now, this game's a scam because the way this game is going to be like talked about by people is it's going to be cool. This game's cool. Like, kids are going to say, this game's so cool. It's so cool. It's got this, that. The game is probably not going to be good, right? I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
But usually something like this is going to be like, it's trying to just pull you in real quick, get you to experience it real quick, and then have you say like, it's cool. Somebody else will try it. It's cool. It's cool, bro.
Right. But is it going to be fun enough to continue past the cool? Is we're focused on competition. It's not that our only metric of a great game, but that's one that we're talking about here. It's the point of the podcast. Just that competition. Will then they to be able to develop competition, and who knows? Maybe this lesser studio can do something like that. Maybe that, because when we go back into looking at which games they've developed, it seems that it's only this so far, but. To mention the scam thing, look who's distributing it. If I could say words correctly today, it's NetEase.
It's NetEase. All right, here we go.
But
your good old boys at NetEase.
It's hard not to be involved with one of these big companies, Activision, Blizzard King, Microsoft, NetEase, Tencent, like these ones, EA, they kind of, you know, it's let me say this, it's the ecosystem the video games live in right now. So like a lot of the smaller developers get bought up, get distribution deals with the bigger ones because they kind of need to. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it kind of is, because they pressure a lot of shit to come out and like a lot of gimmicks. So already seeing NetEase, I have a bad taste in my mouth, and I know you do too, man.
Bro, they got Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter games.
What, Bad Guitar Studio?
What year is this, dude? NetEase. No, just NetEase has Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings games that are on the second row of their. If you go to their games, this is what they're. It's not in alphabetical order, by the way, which may like I could see, but no, it's like Harry Potter's on their second row. It's right up in front of your face, like.
Well, I know exactly what that is. We know exactly what that is. It's a IP. It's competing with Disney. It's competing with Marvel and Star Wars and all the big names. They're just getting an IP that people know, and they're just gonna run it down mid, basically, run it down your throat until you can't get enough.
I bet you they would have bought Harry Potter by now if J.K. Rowling didn't have a Twitter account. So Disney would own that. It's in Universal already, so like.
Yeah, right. And like, even with Universal, we're seeing how they're making a Super Mario World. I'm super excited for that. Not bad mouthing that, but like it seems that the extent of IP and brand can go really far, and you could see some actors like a NetEase take advantage of it. Did NetEase just do Star Wars Hunter? Is this going to be another arena shooter from NetEase?
Star Wars Hunters. Did they do Star Wars Hunters? I thought that was somebody else.
It was either them or Tencent. It's one of the two.
Let's see. That was Zynga.
It was Zynga. Okay,
was
Zynga.
The other one. It's essentially the same studio, right? Like, go to Zynga Games. They have Farmville.
Dude, like I told you, Zynga's.
They have Game of Thrones.
They got the contract for that. Okay. I mean, with that too, it's wild because Zynga is something I remember from my childhood, like MySpace era internet, like live journal. Zynga was like a thing. So it's something else to see them do this now, and glad for them to get the money, but hopefully they treat players right. And, you know, in that way, you know, ultimately it's about the game. So when we see these things, I know we measure it in two ways. The competitiveness, which is what we're focused about. We're a competitive podcast. We're talking about esports. We're talking about competition and how to get better, and then just the current state of it. But then we're also talking about games, because we are ultimately fans of video games. Are they fun? So like, I think we're going to have to lean more on, is this fun, before we get into the competitive aspect. But I know this was just recent release. So in that way, to do a fun check, let's take a look at the extended trailer. So, hey, Billy here. Wanted to take a quick minute to let you know a few different things. If you enjoyed the video so far, please consider liking and subscribing. It really helps us out, and it tells the algorithm to share it with more people. You can find the Esports Meta live every week on Twitch and YouTube. It's where we film the podcast or hang out, play games, and chat. If social media is more your vibe, check us out on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, or Twitter if you use Threads. Does anybody use Threads? This is a video game community that's excited to talk about esports, so jump into the conversation. Of course, you can find more videos like this here on YouTube. Just hit that subscribe button right there or there. Thanks for watching, and let's get back to the show. Sound check real quick. Make sure I'm not going to blow your eardrums, but I'm pretty sure I have it pretty low. Yeah, there we go. All right, here we go.
I think she was dressed inappropriately. Just kidding.
It's the equivalent of that neon, man.
And I'm in.
No sound?
Oh, there is.
Lights on, nobody home.
Like, it looks cool for like a first-person like game. Like
I'm getting blue night
you
readings
could
off
pull
the
me in
chart.
on this for like a first-person game, but it seems like
Right. And like, oh yeah. When we were talking about this, we immediately said this looks like Octane from Apex, right?
Oh yeah, 100%. They're stealing. Like, even look at that midriff. Like, they probably just cut, like, literally took the model, like what's it did and just redid it by
like
hand so
XDefiant
get
did?
away with it. No, XDefiant pays for the
Okay.
games because they're like inside the game. They have like the actual trademarks inside the game, like Splinter Cell
cool.
and stuff like that.
I didn't realize that. I thought it was more appropriation and theft.
No. I think that's like the one thing we can give XDefiant is that I think their idea started off with, hey, wouldn't it be cool if these 4 games had like a shooter that they could play all the games in? And so like that's what it feels like.
Why didn't they market it like that? That's so much cooler than this game doesn't have MMR. Where is that in the marketing?
Yeah, no, right?
Sorry, I had to go full screen. I had to go full screen to make that point because it's like, I'm talking to you, XDefiant. Why did you not do that?
Because they have great people in great positions over there, and they didn't think of it. That's okay.
Well, yeah, but you know, yeah. So yeah, back into this video. The other aesthetic that thing I'm getting here is this feels very Spider-Verse, right? The Miles Morales animation movie.
Yeah, it's supposed to have like a comic book feel, but like it's like the comic book version of Valorant in the future.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like it's weird because it's like either in the future it's either high tech or you're in the slums, or they decide that they're gonna do slums high tech. Like it's just stupid. But anyway,
and in the meanwhile, every character is gonna have a midriff like it's like the late '90s on MTV.
Yeah, exactly. No winners here, boys. No winners here. All
right, let's keep this rolling. A few months ago. Snap out of it. Every game has this flashback now, don't they?
Yeah, they all have it. If they have their story.
Yeah, they're trying to hook.
That's how mangas and animes are now. It's like, damn, I'm in another world. Like, let's go. Like, that's literally like a few months ago. Same thing. They're starting off exactly strong.
Yeah, they don't want exposition in the beginning. They want to hook you and then immediately. But like this, I don't know if you're already noticing, this guy has died like 3 times. So I think it plays into the mechanics of the game where you're essentially a hacker, like fourth wall breaking hacker. You get power-ups abilities where you can hack the game. And like, I think that's what this is demonstrating currently. So here he is dying again and running back in.
No.
Memes, quickly.
This game was made for memes. Memes and money.
Get good.
No, this is just what our phrase was a while ago, a few years ago, right? Hack the planet. Like, it's just like that's what he's doing. World flip, see? Hack the planet.
Time for new rules.
It's like, could you imagine playing
baby.
This game and you're like, if you have a sniper rifle and someone just goes, "Oopsie daisy, you're upside down now." Like, what, dude?
Well, I wonder
through
then
the air all of a sudden.
But in that way, I wonder how the pickup system is. Is it going to be like a Fortnite Apex where it's random drops found on the world map? Is it going to be set locations in like a battle royale style? If it's arena shooter, it sounds like it's going to be more of like you're going to get a loadout and then you're going to, so like the first time it happens is going to be shitty and then you're going to play around it. But like, yeah, I don't know. It feels like it can be kind of sketch on that competitive side of things. It goes back to your quote. And I think we might put that on a t-shirt. Memes and money, bro. Memes and money.
Memes and money, dude.
Here's the memes. Here's the money.
You got Dragon's Breath. So he has incendiary shots, and they have to make all of this crazy shit on screen for incendiary shotgun shells, which is a staple in like so many different games.
And here you go, chain lightning shots.
Call it chain reaction.
Yeah.
So like in a game like this that has like big head mode, shrinking mode, and stuff like that, yeah, you saw it.
Yeah, we just saw both. They're making Genji.
Yeah, they're making Genji. I told you, dude. The spectrum is either you're close to Counter-Strike or you're close to Halo. They're like, and the in between is Valorant. That's it. Like it's like everything falls on that spectrum as far as shooters is concerned.
Well, I seem to have paused it on a good moment because now we're going to actually see some in-game UI and UX. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I can count to 11. Look at me, guys. There's 11 characters currently in alpha. It's a closed alpha. Broker. is the character on screen, the one we've been following for now. Skill damage, vision control, and trap placement. So it seems that you've got 3 abilities. I wonder if these 3 abilities can get changed in, or what. But it seems like, yeah, they're going to do like the mix of the arena shooter Overwatch style, but then also the kind of CSGO Valorant loadout, but then the Halo 5 talent ability changing loadouts as well.
Sure.
What do you see here?
Bro, there's big head mode, there's shrinking, there's getting big, there's all sorts of stuff, right? This game, I'll say right now, is a small studio. Big studios, middle range studios, small studios can't get hitboxes right. So like, step up, unknown person who has NetEase money. I have no clue of how good these hitboxes are going to be. The damage is going to be all over the place. It's going to be Gears of War ×2 now. Like, where literally, like, the A button probably does everything. Shooting's all over the place, and aim is just crazy unless they have, like, strong auto aim. And that's why people don't play Halo. It's because you're, like, zipping around. You're glued to people when they move past you. Like,
yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, so this is like, I think you touched on a good point. I know we're kind of complaining because this has been like week 5 of Arena Shooter Watch. Like every week has been a new fucking game. But like this one, okay, yeah. The good points you're making here is like, here's a chance for a small studio to step up and make their name. They need to do it right. Hitboxes right. Abilities right, but like it also seems, and my takeaway from what we're just seeing when we're talking about, especially when we're talking about memes and money as a first impression, they're just trying to build and make a name for themselves. So they might be just like going for a marketing plan where the big head mode, look at these funny clips that I made, which is something that I feel like Overwatch has lost a little bit, but that could also be player sentiment. People have gotten bored with the game. They're not memeing on it as much. They're not involved with it as much. They're not as angry at it as much. So like this might be a game where like it just kind of encapsulates them, but that encapsulation is also dangerous because it's like we're in the era of 2 weeks and then it's done. You buy a game, people play it for 2 weeks, they move on to the next game. So like, can this game create a sustained long-term thing? I'm surprised Fortnite, if I'm honest, I'm surprised Fortnite has lasted this long, but they've done things to shake it up, things that have been bad, things that have been good. And like Lego Fortnite is probably the best thing they've done for that game over the 5 or 7 years it's been out.
You don't think it was the Post Malone concert? Like,
that was pretty good, but man, it's still very specific.
Sure. Posty, my boy, the East Coast legend of Post Malone. Yeah, I don't know. Like looking at this screen, man, like doesn't it look like, you know, granted we don't know the lore behind this game, which like we probably should, honestly, know more about the game on first impressions than we do about like, you know, we can understand all the mechanics. Like, if it's just flashy, all of these character designs look off compared to one another, right? Like, they look like NPCs in 8 different, like, places. Or, sorry, I can't count to 11. 11 different places, right?
Yeah.
And, like, so, like, even, they didn't even match them up, like, properly, right? So, like, even the characters that are, like, right next to each other, if you look at, like, the redhead guy who's in the middle, the directly next to him, the 2 people right next to him, they look, like, out of place. Like they don't like the art's just not matching up with like the rest of it, right? And the same thing on like the other side. It's just
yeah. And like that's a fair criticism, especially for overall. But you know, this is an alpha, and how many games release in alpha now? How many games release with so little attention to detail and how many glitches? Even Star Wars Hunters, like hitboxes and aim mechanics, they're just shit. Like it's so hard, and it makes it feel even more like a cash grab because either
they finish the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Like, if you don't want to be shit on because you're not finished yet, like, don't ask me how it looks or how it tastes before you're done cooking the fucking meal, okay? Like, that's end of story, all right? Don't have me ask me to taste raw chicken and go like, how's the tacos? How are the tacos? Are the tacos good? Oh, you don't like it? Oh, they're not done yet. They're not done yet. The tacos aren't done yet. Like, it's jackassery.
Well, two points of that is that you know, nobody's asking you to give your opinion. We're just doing this belligerently because that's what we are. We're a belligerent podcast.
But it's an open alpha. They want our opinion. That's how come it's an open alpha.
It's a closed alpha, and yeah, you're right. You're
they're
right.
Gonna let me in, and they asked me, "What's your opinion? Please submit
notes." Yeah.
If you let me play your alpha or you let me play your beta, you should be prepared to get torn the fuck down and be okay with it. And if you can't, you're made out of paper, and you should go the fuck home. Okay,
dude, this
isn't
like, but this isn't like a drag them and roast them sort of thing. We want to bring up
these
concerns. No. I'm saying like just the way you're presenting it right now. It's just like, oh, yeah, you're gonna invite me to your party, and I'm just gonna shit on your house, shit on your couch, shit on your TV. Like you don't have a Samsung TV.
Let me say it differently. You should be prepared for bad actors. You should be prepared for bad actors when you ask for people's opinion or put it into the world where you want people's opinion. Right? You can't just say your opinion doesn't matter. Like even if it's a shit opinion, you gotta deal with it.
I don't think they're saying that. And if anything, it was me saying, hey, in fairness, this is an alpha, so they still have work to do. It's a fair concern to have about this, but we need them to see. We said the same thing about Marvel Rivals. Like, you know, the way they float, the way the characters look, like there's an aspect that's cool about it, but then, you know, they need to finish the game. Ultimately, that's what this is. And that's the same thing. So I want to just point out real quick, and let me see if I can... Okay, that didn't really work too well. So let me go back to here. You can see at the top here, or you can't because then YouTube is going to be Lobby, Arsenal Store, and Battle Pass. They haven't finished the character icons or designing the character layout and whatnot, but they've got that Battle Pass in. They've got the mechanics for that for sure.
I'm just going to ask you a question real quick, right?
Yeah, go for it.
Looking at the screen, anybody who's watching this, hi our 10 subscribers, if you're watching this, look at all 11 of these characters, right?
Let's full screen it again. Yeah.
As like a person who's not a graphic artist, right? Why are they behind? Like, why are they put on top of this character with his movement and all of his like colors and stuff that are like kind of similar to a lot of the colors that they have, instead of like, you know, there's this open section right over here, you know, that has like a normal background of like the blue just off to the right.
Well, let me slow it down a little bit, and then we'll play it. We'll play it out. So here we go, the character select screen, and yeah, it is multiple people.
Oh god, that guy's so octane, dude.
He's definitely octane. But here you go. You're right. You know, over there, and like that's a great graphical design. But this isn't a graphical design esport podcast. This is a competitive esport podcast, and it's a very fair point, and they, you know, hopefully that design team gets there, but those little things definitely add up to make a better thing. What I will say too, I'm going to go back to the small screen for it so we can all see. It says Lancer, which is currently selected, which I believe it's going to be the name of the characters, the champions, the Lancers. Weapons, so it seems like there's going to be weapon loadouts or weapon skins. Got to get that money. And emotes, 100% Fortnite. Let's meme on them, bro. Let's run the mythic car up mid and just like run people over. Kind of moments.
I love games that you can have fun playing with your friends, right? But at a certain point, really what everybody wants is like a funky version of Destiny. You want like an MMO that you could really just like play with your friends, and there could be like some PvP with it. But really, like all of these things are like just stuff that you want to sit down and do some like wacky stuff. And if you're a hardcore no-lifer on like Fortnite, playing like 10 hours a day on it, like God bless you, dude. Like you just love the game that much. Like that's awesome for you that you found something you love so much. But like it's not.
It's tough, man, right? Because like we have to find the balance of fun and competitiveness, and that, not that we have to. There's a criticism about the esportsification of everything. You don't have to play everything to win. There's, you know, here's an analogy I always like to use. A cheesesteak versus a filet mignon, if I could talk. A cheesesteak is a steak, filet mignon is a steak, but they've got different purposes and different venues. Both are good. One could be garbage and trash and you still have a great time with it. The other could be $500 and like not worth it. You know, so like it can go either way with it. There's different moments for different things. But like I think that's what we ultimately get at. We see the potential in a lot of these games for competitiveness, for funness, and we just see it get shit on. We just see it, not even shit on because like we're the bearer of bad news messengers on it, but because the developers like either know it and they're just like, hey, the goal is money grab, they don't know it, and like they're kind of clueless on how to fix things, or that in between where it's like, yeah, we know it, but we can't do anything about it. So, you know, thinking back to Halo 2 BXR where they couldn't get rid of it. So it's like, yeah, no, it's part of the game. It's absolutely part of the game.
Just do a part of the game anyway. Like, I like when glitches happen and then everybody's got to like learn the glitch and stuff like that.
Because I don't know, man.
So this is personal opinion though, but like I bet you the Smash Melee community is right on top of this with me. Like, you just need to get good and start playing the game and start figuring out the game more. The game is not unlocked at 100%. Okay, like people have been playing World of Warcraft for like 10 years, and the game, and just recently, people started the macro crazy, and the game got completely messed up because of the macros, and that only just recently happened. So like, but if you take like Smash that's never been updated, the best character in the game is Jigglypuff. Was it always Jigglypuff? No. Whatsoever. It's never been Jigglypuff up until...
but that's the two things is macros and WoW have kind of been updated and changed in the last 10 years. So now it's supercharged where they can, especially now when you start talking about scripts and weak auras and etc. That's a whole other conversation we're going to probably talk about when we get into like the world race the world first. But then when you're talking about like Smash Melee, Nintendo fought against that for so long and so hard. I don't disagree with you where like that's the thing that made Smash Melee amazing. So when they went to Smash 4 or Brawl, when it was Brawl, when you'd randomly trip so you couldn't wave dash, that sucked.
Put it in the game. You know why they put it in the game? I'll tell you right now. It's like cold hard secret.
No, he literally said so. They put it in the game so people couldn't wave dash as much.
No, that was what you were told. The reason why, and this is from a statistical standpoint, the reason why tripping was put into the game was because Diddy Kong would fuck you up. Diddy Kong has a fucking kill in that game, 100%. You can't do shit about it. Like, you could run away. That's it. But if Diddy Kong gets you, if there wasn't tripping in the game, he would fuck you up. And he would be the best character in the game instead of Meta Knight or Snake or something like that. Is literally Diddy Kong. I'm not
Diddy Kong was still one of the best characters in that game.
That's right.
So like that mechanic didn't really even do much of tripping. I'm not even talking about the banana peel stuff. Just the actual tripping thing. But either way, like Melee, the best part was those extra mechanics, but like that, there's also something to say where it's like, I don't need to. There should be a way for me to learn that. There should be a way, and it should be somewhat reasonable. Not that I need to like pay to win, put a lot of money into it. It's not to say that I can't or shouldn't have to put time into it. If I'm going to get good at anything,